Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. So today I'm going to show you one of the iconic models from the Bosch Pro brand, the little 12-volt drill driver, the GSR 12V15. You're about to see a very compact machine, but still quite powerful. I won't say any more for now. Let's check it out in the next segment. See you in a bit. So here is the drill driver in question, the Bosch Pro GSR 12-volt 15. As you can see, it's a very compact machine, and above all, it's powered by a 12-volt battery. So if you already have 12-volt tools from the Bosch Pro brand, you can easily reuse the batteries with this machine. As for the motor, this drill driver is equipped with a classic brushed motor, so it doesn't have the benefits of a brushless motor. That mainly means better battery life management, but it's still an advantage because it allows this drill driver to be offered at a pretty competitive price. When it comes to handling, as you may have noticed, we're dealing with a very compact machine, only 170 millimeters long, actually a bit less than that. And above all, it's pretty lightweight, since this machine weighs 796 grams. So that's the weight of the machine without the battery. And if you add a 2 amp battery like this one, the total weight comes to 973 grams, which really isn't much for a drill driver. So in the end, that means you can easily carry it around and use it for quite a while without really getting tired. As for the handle, it's covered with a pretty substantial grip over most of it, which gives you a good hold, a solid grip, and keeps the machine steady in your hand. So whether it's the trigger or the direction switch button, they both fall right under your fingers. Really, no difficulty at all. And as you can see here, there's an indicator light that lets you check the battery level so you know if you need to replace it, since Bosch Pro's 12-volt batteries don't have an indicator light. So you'll have to check the charge level directly on the tool itself. And since this is a tool mainly intended for professionals, you'll find several rubber parts on the casing that help absorb some of the impact if it's dropped. So there are some at the back, and there are some here on the side. As for adjustments, there's a classic feature. On top, there are two settings that let you adjust the speed depending on your needs, and especially the type of drilling you're doing. So position 1 lets you reach 400 revolutions per minute, and position 2 lets you reach 1300 revolutions per minute. So these aren't very high values, but they're more than enough for the vast majority of drilling and screwing tasks we do on a daily basis. We'll see that in just a moment during the demonstration. And in addition, at the front, there's an adjustment ring that lets you set the tightening torque, with 20 positions allowing you to reach up to 30 Newton meters. And finally, the drilling function, which allows you to disable the automatic clutch, also lets you use the maximum torque, as I just mentioned, of 30 Newton meters. These different values, whether it's the tightening torque of 30 Newton meters or the rotation speed that can go up to 1300 revolutions per minute, allow this machine to drill into wood up to 19 millimeters and into metal up to 10 millimeters. As for the chuck, it's a self-tightening chuck with a diameter of 10 millimeters, capable of accepting drill bits ranging from 1 millimeter up to 10 millimeters in diameter. You won't be able to go beyond that in terms of diameter. So if we compare it to an 18-volt machine, which can generally handle drill bits from 1.5 up to 13 millimeters in diameter, obviously this one only accepts slightly smaller drill bits. So that can actually be convenient, especially if you use fairly small, thin drill bits for your various projects. On the other hand, you'll be limited to 10 millimeters, which can, well, ultimately reduce the versatility of this machine. But 10 millimeters is already more than enough for a wide range of tasks. As for the accessories, you should know that this drill driver is sold in different packs. So, of course, there's the bare tool pack, meaning just the machine itself without the battery or charger. Or in packs with, for example, like here, two 2-amp-hour batteries, a small kit with fastening bits, and a carrying bag to make storage and transport easier. Now let's see a demonstration of this drill driver starting with a fairly standard screw, since we're using a 4 millimeter diameter screw with a PZ2 head, which is also pretty common. So to start, I set it to speed 1. I set the torque ring to position 5, and we'll see right away how it performs when driving the screw. So here, as you can see, since there was a bit of resistance from the material when we tried to sink the screw head, we didn't have enough torque. So now I'm going to switch the torque ring to position 10. That should give it a bit more power, which will let me finish driving the screw flush. There you go. That's more than enough. And now we've got a perfect screw job. Let's step it up with a slightly bigger screw since we're using a 5 mm diameter. For now, I'm not going to change any settings and we'll see how it goes right away. So again, there's too much resistance from the material. I'm going to switch straight to position 20. That should be more than enough. There you go. Here too, a perfectly flush screw job. So here we did a quick test at speed 1, just like that. And now I'm going to switch to speed 2. That way we'll be able to compare the two speeds. So as for the torque ring, I set it to position 10. So here you can see the screw isn't completely flush. I'm going to switch to position 20, which should be more than enough to get a flush screw. Now let's see how it goes with a slightly bigger screw, a 6 mm diameter screw. So here we're using a PZ3 bay. As for the tightening torque, I haven't changed anything. I'm staying on position 20 because I think this screw is going to have a bit more resistance than the other one. And for the speed, I switch back to speed 1. There we go. So here we can see the machine's limit and the limit of the 30 Newton meters of tightening torque. So now I'm going to switch to drilling mode to get the maximum torque and see if I can drive the screw in a bit deeper. So there you go. Now the screw is well driven in, nice and flush. So obviously, since there was no clutch function, I had to control it with my wrist because since the machine didn't disengage, the drill driver tends to twist to the side, you know? So as a result, you really have to be careful and not screw in at too high a speed. Otherwise, you might get an unpleasant effect on your wrist. So as you saw during these demonstrations, when it comes to screwing, there's nothing to complain about. This drill driver does the job, even if, of course, it's a bit less powerful than a machine with higher torque, like an 18-volt tool. After screwing, let's move on to drilling with this piece of MDF. So I've installed an 8 mm diameter drill bit. As for the speed, I'm setting it to speed 2 to go faster. And of course, for the torque ring, I'm switching to drilling mode so I can get the maximum torque and above all, the maximum speed. So honestly, nothing to complain about here, even though, of course, this machine is a bit limited in terms of speed. I mean, drilling speed, since, just as a reminder, it reaches 1,300 revolutions per minute, which isn't a lot for a drill driver. But for such a compact machine, honestly, nothing to complain about. It does the job just fine. And finally, to wrap things up, let's tackle drilling into a piece of metal. So here, I used a drill bit with a 5 mm diameter. I applied a bit of cutting oil to keep my drill bit from overheating. And as for the settings, I switched back to speed 1, and on the torque ring, I stayed in drilling mode. So here, as you can see, honestly, nothing to complain about. No difficulty at all. As you saw, we're dealing with a compact machine, and above all, it's lightweight. This machine weighs less than 800 grams without the battery, so it's really not much at all. And that means you'll be able to move it around easily, and most importantly, use it without getting tired. As for the motor, we're looking at a classic brush motor, so it's a bit of a shame not to have a brushless motor in this machine, but at the same time, it allows Bosch Pro to offer this drill driver at a really attractive price. When it comes to performance, of course, you shouldn't expect miracles. We're still dealing with a compact machine here, but above all, it's powered by a 12-volt battery. So it's obviously going to be less powerful than an 18-volt machine. But as you saw in the demonstrations, it gets the job done, honestly, whether it's for screwing or drilling. Sure, it's less efficient than an 18-volt machine, which, as I mentioned, is much more powerful. But honestly, you'll still be able to get a lot of work done with this machine, which actually offers a tightening torque of 30 Newton meters and a rotation speed that can go up to 1,300 revolutions per minute. And finally, regarding the price of this machine, you should know that it's sold for around 55 euros. So that's the price for the bare tool without battery or charger, but it also comes in different kits with 2-amp batteries at a very competitive price as well. By the way, as usual, if you're interested in this drill driver, I'll put the references for the best sellers in the description. In any case, those who offer this machine at the best price. So overall, it's a very interesting machine. It's lightweight and still relatively powerful, much less than an 18 volt, that's for sure. But it'll already let you handle quite a few tasks, including assembling furniture or small jobs, honestly, for screwing or drilling. So it's really a capable machine, especially since it's offered at a super attractive price. So I especially recommend this machine if you already have an 18-volt tool. That way it'll complement it and save you from having to switch bits or change drill bits. That way you can switch from one machine to another really quickly and it'll save you a lot of time. All right, this video is now coming to an end. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't hesitate to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And in any case, I'll see you very soon for a new video. Bye!